Hey there. So, my next guest is actually very special because I had to get paperwork signed in order to get this guest onto the show. It was this back and forth negotiation, and this person is very intriguing because of their unique circumstances. And I don't want to spill it until you see this episode, but it's a really interesting one. Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the Gamerpreneur podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Bradford Carlton. Today, I have a very special guest with us. He goes by Tyler, but we're going to call him Goosey. Hey there, Goosey. How's it going?
Hey, how you doing, dude?
Oh, it's a beautiful sunny day in Las Vegas. How about yourself?
Bit humid over here where I live, but it's good.
All right. Okay, so Goosey, this is going to be a little bit different from pretty much any other interview I've done because there's something special about you, and what is that?
Can I phone a friend?
All right, you're really young.
Yeah.
I had to get special permissions to have you on the show.
Yeah, man. It took a while.
It did. It took us a little over a month to get this going.
Yeah.
So
Glad to be here, though.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on. Now, Goosey, you play esports competitively, right?
Somewhat, yeah. I'm transitioning more into content creation now, but yeah, I've played semi-pro.
Fantastic. Okay, so before I get started, I'm going to kind of go through my typical, this is the first question I ask everybody question, all right? So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being high, how weird are you, Goosey?
I mean, I think the name says it all about at least probably a 27.
27. Okay. Why would you say that?
I feel like if you checked out my streams or anything like that, it's just I just love fucking making people laugh and all that. I do the fucking... Oh, I'm so sorry. I do the weirdest stuff for content, anything to make people enjoy their day. Like anything I can make someone smile, I do it,
Okay, I didn't know making people happy was weird, but I'll roll with it.
Well, no limits to it. That's what I mean. I have no limits to it.
Okay. So Goosey, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? That way we kind of have a frame of reference as we go forward with this.
Okay. My name is Tyler. I'm 13 years old. I've been playing games ever since I was probably 5 years old. First started on Minecraft, went over to MW2, and just went on from there. My dream since I was a wee little lad was to be a CSGO pro. I wanted to be a pro in gaming for as long as I can remember. First it was Hunger Games, then it was MW, everything. I wanted to play everything. I wanted to do be the best at everything. Just be super duper competitive, go to the highest level.
Right on.
That's kind of, that's what I want to do.
All right, that's fantastic. Now, let's go back in time. When did you first start playing? You said wee little lad. When was that?
About 5 or 6 years old when I was introduced. That's when I was introduced to YouTube, and all those Minecraft YouTubers I started way back when, 2011. Those people. That's when I started.
Okay, and so you started with Minecraft yourself, and then you moved up to the hardcore shooters, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. What drew you to gaming, right? Because you're still developing it. You're still kind of getting into it. You're not, some of my guests they've been in it for 40 years, right? So here you are. You've been in it for roughly 5. What is it about gaming that's got you hooked?
Got me hooked. Probably just the drive to be the best. Basically, just any fighting game, I want to learn it. I want to be the best. I want to mollywop everyone,
Okay, so it's the competition that's got you.
Yeah, I love the competition.
Okay.
The friendly rivalries, the storylines that they weave. I love it. Everything.
Okay, now you have been involved in competitive esports, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How did you get started in that? How old were you, and what were the steps?
How old? I mean, technically, I've been playing competitively since I was 12 or 11. Technically, because when I was 12 or early 13, I played in some ESL for Rainbow Six, and then I played in a little skirmishing team on Overwatch. But I don't really count that because it's not really official. But started making money and doing all that stuff probably like a little over like a month after quarantine started. After quarantine, I've just been playing more and more and more and getting better and like, trying to improve. And then my friend introduced me to this like thing called War Guts. They hold tournaments over where I live, locally and online. They started online because of quarantine. So I was like, why not give it a shot? Gave it a shot, started, winning. And then I was like, I'm pretty good at this. I should enter in the, what was it called? Not Steel Series. I'm trying to think of what it's called. Low Tier City for Valhalla. I play in the Low Tier City. We don't talk about that. But, played War Guts, just been playing competitively,
Wonderful. Okay. And how's it been going? You winning? You making money, son?
You win, son? I mean, it's going pretty well. I like it. The one thing that kind of drove me a bit away from it, I love the competition, everything about it. It's just like probably the burnout, I like enjoying my games. That's why I started. I want to have fun with them. If I'm not having fun, like that's kind of like, why would I even be playing in the first place? That's kind of one of my driving factors. From not having fun, why even do it? So I always make sure, morals are high, having fun, just, chilling in the tournaments. Like, even some of me and the guys who were, who I was playing against, me and him were in a Discord call, and we were just talking as we were playing in the brackets.
Very cool. Okay. Can we go back for a second? You were talking about burnout as kind of the biggest issue. What does that mean? How does it happen? Like, can you discuss that kind of from your perspective?
Me, since, I want to be the best, like all that, you have to put in the time. It's a lot of work to, improve. Like, me, I used to play like, so much. Like, at least like 5-6 hours a day trying to improve. And it was just like, when you play that much and like, improvement, it happens over time. It's like growth, It's like, it takes a while, but it'll like happen, as you can tell from me being short. Like, it's just like, it takes a while and you can get discouraged very easily. That's what happens to most Twitch streamers, They see minimal growth and they just stop doing it. And it's like, you have to put in the time, put in the effort to get like higher and higher, And then like as it happens, like you not growing or you not doing like performing how you think you should, that burns you out. And then you start playing more and that leads to more burnout because, you're not improving as much as you'd like. That's why you always have to make sure you're having fun in gaming. That's the whole point of it. Like, that's why everyone wants like to be a content creator, It's fun. But when you start taking the fun out of it and making it more like a job than a hobby, it takes it like, out of what you want it to make it.
Okay. So here you are, you're transitioning into content creation yourself. What are you doing in order to ensure it stays fun? Because obviously you can see that road in front of you, right? If you do it long enough and you turn it into a job, it turns into this grind. How are you going to prevent that?
Mostly, I want to keep it the way it is, Basically how like all of YouTube started. Just basically like fun, just have fun, Like have your little crew that you hang out with. I already got mine. And we all just hang out, have fun, have a blast, and stream together. And then, we just take the highlights from the streams and make it into like a funny little video.
Very cool. Very cool. Okay. So a good number of the people who come to my community, right? My demographic is 21 to 35. Okay. And I know my numbers. And yeah. I'm getting a lot of people who are like, how do I begin? How do I start? Where do I go? And here you are, you got to jump like 10 years on most of these people, like easy. What advice do you have for people in getting started?
Mostly, I feel like most of those people, it's just, they're like, oh, what can I do to get better? Like, those people who are like, you're trying to get good at a video game, okay? You look up tutorials on YouTube, and you're like, hey, how do you get diamond fast? How do you, like, grow your channel in under a week? It's like, there's no secret tip. You just have to work hard. If you don't work hard, then, like, there's nothing to it. You're not going to grow. You have to put in the time. I keep on telling people this, Like, you, for example, you stream, or you have these, like, every month or so. Like, streamers, I have a schedule, like, every, like, 3 days a week, mostly 5 p.m., just like, or whenever I feel like it. If I feel like streaming, I stream, It's just like, you gotta stick to something. You gotta, be dedicated, put in the work and like put in the hours. It's like, stop being like, hey, I want to do this. I want to do this as a job. And then you're telling yourself that a week later, you're not doing anything with it. It's like, you want to do it. No one's holding you back.
All right. Fantastic. When did you know you were going to do this?
When did I know?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't really know. I've always just, done it. I've just wanted to do it. So I was like, Hey, why not? Why not give it a chance? I've been doing YouTube since I was 9 years old. I've learned how to edit since I was like 8, like edit videos and such. I'm not that good, but I know how to do it decently.
All right. And how's it been going? Are you making any money? Are you is this turning into something? Where is it going to go in the next year or two?
Year or two? I mean, in a year or two, I like to imagine that my community, since I'll be keeping up with it, it's just growing, and then I can do more giveaways and such because like I have a bigger demographic. Like that's what I want to do. Most of my money that I'll make from streaming and such is most likely going to go back into like community tournaments. I already held my first tournament in my little community.
All right,
It's
tell us
probably
more
just
about
going to
that,
go back
please.
to tournaments
Yeah, tell us about
or
your
like
tournament.
my tournament. Basically, I play Brawlhalla, hold mostly open lobbies, and I stream my tournament sometimes. And a lot of my friends are like, my viewers in there. And I said, you know what? Do you guys want to hold a tournament? Is this something you guys would be interested in? And they were all like, well, yeah, let's do it. So then I held it, and then he won. And then the guy who won, actually, one of my friends in the streamer group, he just said, you know what? Give it to him. He can hold another tournament with it.
Very cool. Now, that's you just made it sound very simple, right? And
Yeah.
I don't know how engaged you are in seeing other streamers, other content creators, and them working and trying to build. It sounded like you just already had this audience, and you just like, hey guys, who wants to do this, and it happened. But was it more than that, or is it really just that simple? Are people blowing things way out of proportion, and they really should just make things more simple to get things done?
Well, I feel like it's not simple, but it's not as big as people make it, People make it as like this big business thing. Like a lot of people, a lot of esports orgs, like they blow it way out of proportion. Like even like those kids on Fortnite, they make clans and such. They get those like little code sponsors. It's like you're blowing it way out of proportion. You don't have to do all this stuff to be like, do all this fancy stuff to stand out. Everyone's about the same. It's just like what you do like with it. A lot of people, they have this big community, okay? Like a big clan or something, okay? But they don't do anything with it. It's kind of just there, and that's how like most stuff dies. I've played Xbox. I've been part of the COD scene before. Just like all those like little clans that everyone has. It's like you're not really doing anything with it. Like I may have had a jump start because a lot of my friends and stuff started watching and following, and then that attracted more people. But you just got to work for it. That's what I don't understand. People who just expect like a bunch of viewers to come to them within like the first month. It's like you gotta keep on doing consistently.
Wonderful.
Banana.
All right. Bananas. All right. Goosey, what's the secret to success? Bananas.
Yeah, bananas, obviously. I mean, probably just what I've been telling you. Just, put in the hours, work for it. Like, those kids who are spoiled right now, when they get in college and stuff, they're not going to know how to do anything. That's what I love my dad, like, what I love about my dad. He taught us, like, hey, you want something, save up your money for it. I'm not going to spend, like, he gives us, like, $15 allowance, but we save that up so we can get something we like. Like, you gotta learn how to save. Like, it's allowance, but it's a little amount. So, like, you have to learn how to save over time. You're not gonna be able to do much with $15 besides, like, a little toy, you know? You gotta work to get that extra money to help save up. That's kind of what I've been doing for, like, a PC, playing in tournaments and such, and then saving the money he gives me, and then mowing lawns on the side.
Beautiful. So you're a hustler.
Maybe.
All right. Let me see here. So looking into the future, okay? So the age range of professional esports players it pretty much stops at 21, right? After 21, the reflexes slow down, the upcoming generation is just quicker, and it's tougher to be in esports. So you're going in the content creation route as well. You're creating this. What are you hoping to do long term? Right? So like for 10 years, 20 years, you have your entire life in front of you. What are you looking to do?
Well, that's a very good question. Basically, I gotta think about this a bit. Probably just stay down the content creation path, just like, yeah, that's what I want to do, and that's what I'm trying to do right now to get an early head start on it. Like, I want to be a content creator. I want to, have a little community. I want to have fun with what I'm doing. I want to love my job. So that's basically just the route I'm going on. Like, content creation. I love it. You don't have to be that good for content creation. And there's no doubt in my mind I'm ever going to stop being a mollywhopper. So, I'm just going to keep trying to go down that path.
All right. I love it. Okay. So Gooseyy, I don't know if you've had any major failures in life yet. You see, I believe that we learn the most from our failures, right? When you get just smacked in the face by a fish or something, you're just smacked, right? You get knocked down, you got to figure out what happened, pick yourself up, and then move forward with life. I want to ask you, what is your biggest failure so far, and what did you learn from it?
Biggest failure. Probably recovering from the... So basically, I have Tourette's. It's not a close thing I don't want to talk about, or it's like nothing about it that I'm not fond of talking about. Probably overcoming the fact, like, I was put in special ed classes because that's what you need to do. Like, the state requires it. I'm not dumb, because that, like, if I was dumb, I wouldn't be playing in all these tournaments. It's just like the state mandate, like, it's required that I'm put on all those classes because I have Tourette's syndrome. And just like younger me, it was probably just facing the fact, like, hey, I'm not dumb. Like, I'm required to be in these classes. I can do all this stuff with myself that most all the kids will probably dream about doing when they're in their 30s. It's just like being like, hey, I'm not, it's just like telling myself, like, hey, keep going. Keep going. Like, just because you're in these classes doesn't mean anything. You're probably better than, like, most all these kids.
All right.
Like, right now, I'd be put in, like, all AP classes if I, didn't have Tourette's.
Oh, okay. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. I guess I should ask, do you find any disadvantage to your condition, or is it just something that you have to live with?
Disadvantage is definitely hard doing content and playing in, like, tournaments competitively. Because, all those, like, buttons and stuff you have to press on, like, at the exact times. I have hand ticks, okay? Like, I'll dodge, like, prematurely. So if I, like, whiff a dodge or something, then it'll just, like, throw off the whole entire, like, combo I'm trying to do. Or if I do it mid-combo, I kind of just, like, all that damage loss I could do.
Okay, but it sounds like you're still able to play through and push through and overcome.
Yeah, that's kind of what you have to do with my
That just
condition.
speaks to
Like,
how awesome you are,
you
right?
gotta accept it.
Okay. Gooseyy, what is something you're working to improve on in yourself today?
Probably bananas.
Before we did this interview, he showed me the whole bunch he's planning on eating during the interview. So, no, but seriously, like, is it social skills? Is it, play skills? Is it networking skills? What are you looking to improve on in yourself? Everybody's trying to grow.
Probably just play skills then. Like, I have a ton of friends, like, we all hang out all the time. Like, I'm not bad with social stuff. Which, if I was, it'd be kind of hard to run a little community. Networking, I've been doing that. Like, I've been doing a ton of networking. That's how I met, like, the person in my org. That's how I met you. That's how I met a bunch of my streamer friends. How I met my editor. All that stuff. Probably just... Man, I'm really trying to think about this. Hard question. Probably my sleep schedule, just like everyone in quarantine.
I have a toddler. I'll tell you, I don't get a choice in when I sleep.
Oh, no. Hey, at least it's going to be better when he grows up then.
Yeah, no, but when I was your age, I'd sleep until like 2 if I could. 2 in the afternoon, stay up till like 7 a.m. every day.
Well, yeah, I kind of have to keep myself, like, up before 5 because that's when I usually stream.
Sure.
But, like, okay. Yeah, when I stay up really late, like, playing with the boys.
Sure. Okay, so Gooseyy, what advice do you have for somebody who's brand new? All right, maybe they've never considered playing either professionally or never considered making content. What is like the 1 or 2 or 3 things that they absolutely need to know going into it?
Probably just, find a group of friends that you love hanging out with, like online. find a little crew, to keep you like motivated. They're gonna be the driving factor, or they could be, that keeps you going, and then you could like blossom into like a great esports player. Keep people to keep you what's it called? People just like make sure you're okay and you like keep going like a coach. Like you need a coach like that if you want to do anything. Well, you don't need a coach, but like have a person that will like keep you up to date with what you're doing. You're like, God, I don't know the word, dude.
I think you mean mentor.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're talking about a mentor, someone who's there to encourage you, to push you, to drive you.
Yeah, find people like that and surround yourself with those type of people.
Okay, wonderful. Well, that's fantastic advice. Okay, Goosey, how do people find you? Where are you on social? Where are you on YouTube, et cetera, et cetera?
My YouTube is Gooseyy3Ys Gooseyy3Ys FPS, and my Twitch is Gooseyy3Ys_FPS. That's basically my socials. My Instagram, kind of like a personal thing. Sure. I just like to keep it to that.
Wonderful. Okay. Gooseyy3Ys FPS. This has been a fantastic interview. Now, before we wrap up, are there any last thoughts you want to share, or anything I didn't ask you think we still want to cover?
Probably how you got into this, like this content creation.
How did I get into content creation? I've dabbled in content creation for the past few years. I really got into it when I started advising other clients that they needed to do it. And I didn't need to know how to do it myself to tell them to go hire the right people, right? So you can hire digital marketers, and you can hire brand consultants and all that. And like that's what I told my clients to do. And when I got into kind of the gaming space, I woke up and I woke up not happy, right? I had success, had clients, had money, had everything going on, but I hadn't played a video game in like 6 months, and I was going bonkers. Like I was working my butt off. And so I decided that I was just going to start doing video games because like those are my people. This is the community I want to be with, but I'm still going to do what I do, right? Which is the business coaching, consulting, the business side of it. And when I started looking at content creators, specifically on Twitch, because everybody was on Twitch, right? And I lurk. I'll admit, I don't talk in anybody's chat. I just sit there and lurk. But I was watching what they were doing, and I'm like, geez, you guys have no idea how to actually build a community, no idea how to actually make money, no idea how to like grow what you're doing. And so I decided I was going to create this brand to do that. And I started it with $0, 0 people, no friends, no family in it. Just kind of as a case study to show you can implement common sense marketing methods in order to grow something. So that's kind of how I got into this. And I'll admit I'm stumbling along the way. This wasn't something I was ever trained to do.
That's kind of part of it.
Yeah. So like I'll make major mistakes, and I'll make a podcast of like, guys, you should just hear what I just did. It was so stupid. Like, and that's how it goes. Your journey is your experience, right? And it's the experience you get to share with everybody.
Yeah.
So that's my little story.
I only managed to get halfway through a single banana.
Oh, that's all right. Well, yeah, if you one for me once we're all done here.
Sure.
All right, Goosey. I genuinely appreciate you coming on with us. I really do. Like, it's fantastic to be able to get your perspective on things.
Of course.
All right. Now, for everybody else.
Great to be here.
No, of course. And for everybody else, I'm going to remind you all, don't be just a gamer, be a gamerpreneur.
I'll pass the bananas for the chat.